Okay, so here we have 1,000 points of Eldar. We have the HQ Eldrad. Got a bit of paint on him finally. We have 10 Guardians with a missile launcher. There are 5 Rangers with a Pathfinder upgrade. We have 4 Guardian jet bikes. No cannon there. 4 Dark Reapers, one of which is an X-Arch. No paint really there. A Fire Prism.
Where is it?
It's blended in. And 3 Wall Walkers, all armed with scatter lasers. 24 shots.
Okay, here we have 1,000 points of Ultramarines for this red versus blue match. I'm being led by Sicarius here. We have Assault Terminators. They are equipped as you see, as always every time I use them, so just the Sergeant has Lightning Claws. We have a Thunderfire Cannon with Tech Marine Gunner, no upgrades. A 5-man Tactical Squad, no upgrades. A 10-man Tactical Squad, and there's a Flamer and a Rocket Launcher, Missile Launcher, whatever. We have 7 Stern Guard with Combi Meltas, and they are coming down in a drop pod with no upgrades. Okay, we rolled for mission and deployment. We got the Scouring, so that's the 6 objective 1, and we got Dawn of War. So, do you want to start with my objectives? We've got a 2.1 there, 3 points, and 1 point. So you can probably guess that the Eldar, which is set up in this corner over here, has the 4 out in no man's land there. 2 represented by the Warhammer Orc for some reason, because we ran out of Necron themed ones. And a 2.1 in front of his Pathfinders there. Eldar is going first. I opted not to try and steal the initiative.
Drop pods. Night fighting is in.
Night fighting is in.
Night fighting. Okay, so end of Eldar turn 1. Not very much happened. Eldrad cast Fortune on his squad of Guardians and himself, and on the Fire Prism. Fire Prism moved up a bit just to get its chink save. Guardians moved back a bit here, trying to deny some of the area for the drop pod to come in. The Walkers moved up over here. The only thing that could actually shoot was the Fire Prism, which fired its last large blast into the Terminators. I managed to score 1 wound, and he made his 2+ save.
End of the first Space Marine turn. Since the squad only had a 2-point objective and there's a 3 right there, I moved and ran them, heading towards them. Because of night fighting, that I almost forgot was on, Thunderfire Cannon couldn't reach anything, so he did absolutely nothing this turn. The Terminators moved out the crater and ran a little bit. This tactical squad moved out. They fired into the Dark Reapers, dealt a couple of wounds, but unfortunately there was no casualties. The drop pod came down. It actually came down right here but scattered slightly. The Stern Guard poured out and fired their cover ignoring shots into the Pathfinders, unfortunately leaving 1 alive, and someone's phone is ringing.
End of Eldar turn 2. Eldrad cast Guide on the Dark Reapers and Fortune on the Fire Prism. The Fire Prism moved a little bit over here, shot its large blast into the tactical squad over here. I don't think I got all of them with that. Was it a couple of them? I don't know. A couple of tactical marines went down. The Dark Reapers shot into the same squad. Only 3 of them could see. Took out another couple, as you can see over there. The Guardians with Eldrad moved up here slightly. Eldrad doomed this Stern Guard squad. The Guardians shot their shuriken catapults into them, taking out maybe 1, I'm not sure, nothing. And the missile launcher went into them, maybe taking out 1, I can't remember. The Pathfinder shot into them, didn't do anything at all. The Walkers unleashed their barrage of scatter laser shots into them, taking them down to 2 Stern Guard left, and then charged them. And thanks to Doom, I managed to finish them off. The Stern Guard did use their melter bombs?
No,
crack grenades. Sorry, crack grenades, but were unable to cause any wounds. So.
And your jet bikes didn't come in.
Oh yeah, the jet bikes didn't come in from reserves.
Okay, this is the end of the Space Marine second turn. This squad moved up a little bit more. The Thunderfire Cannon fired across at the Dark Reapers. Did he do anything?
No,
he didn't. He whiffed spectacularly. Terminators moved and then ran a whole inch. This tactical squad moved and they fired into the Dark Reapers, managed to do only a single wound, but that was enough to make them break morale, so they have now ran down to the bottom of the building there. Finally, the drop pod fired at the final Pathfinder and took it out.
End of Eldar turn 3, the jetbikes came in from reserve, right up in the back corner there. Eldrad cast Fortune on the Guardians down here. They moved out from within the ruins to take this objective here. The Fire Prism moved up here a little bit just to get the Jinx save, and the Dark Reapers moved back into coherency over here. They fired snapshots at the Terminators, and I actually managed to kill one. The Fire Prism shot its large blast into the tactical squad here, and I think I took out 2, 3, 1? Can't remember. One. And the scatter lasers from the walkers here shot their 24 shots into the tactical squad, and there's now 1 left remaining. That's about it.
They held morale as well.
They held morale, yes.
End of Space Marine turn 3. Since the jetbikes are going to steal this objective on his last turn, I moved Sicarius back because he's going to at least contest it. Tactical squad holding this one. The Thunderfire cannon fired at the Guardians. He took all the wounds it dealt on Eldrad. Who killed the Guardians? The 2 Guardians. Was that
the drop pod?
The drop pod killed 2 Guardians prior to that, so he took them all on Eldrad and he was fine. The missile from the surviving Tactical Marine missed totally. Terminators moved and then ran another inch, and that's about it.
They only ever move 1 inch.
Okay, end of Eldar turn 4. The Fire Prism moved a little bit here, shot into the Terminators, didn't do anything. The Dark Reapers fired a few shots into the Terminators, didn't do anything. Eldrad and his squad of Guardians, they tried to take out the drop pod. The missile launcher that hit in there did nothing. Eldrad's Eldritch Storm managed to take off 1 hull point, and I got a crew stunned result, I think, shaken as well. The walkers moved further up the hill here and shot into the Terminators, and I took out 2 of them. And their morale held, yes.
This is the end of Space Marine turn 4. Sicarius just ran over to that objective because he's got nothing better to do. They continued to hold the 3.1. The Thunderfire cannon once again shot at the Guardians. All said and done, this time killed 2 more of them. The drop pod snap fired to no effect. The 1 lone missile launcher that sat here for 2 turns managed to take out the closest walker with a lucky missile. And finally, the 2 surviving Terminators charged the Dark Reapers. They took out 2 of them, but the morale of the Exarch held, so they are locked in combat.
He's gonna die. Okay, end of Eldar turn 5. We decided that turn 5 would be the last. Ongoing assault over here. The Terminators completely splattered the last Dark Reaper. The Exarchers just paced. The Fire Prism shot over into this last Tactical Marine with a missile launcher. A hit, and then I rolled a 1 to wound, despite the fact that I needed a 2+. The Guardian jetbikes zoomed over from on the other side of the board there to hold this objective here. The Guardians shot their missile launcher into the drop pod, did nothing. Eldrad did the Eldritch Storm on it, took off a hull point. The 2 walkers actually managed to finish off the last Tactical Marine there.
Just enough.
Just enough wounds.
If you got 1 more, you would have survived it though. Okay.
The end of the final Space Marine turn. This tactical squad, for lack of anything better to do, took a couple of pot shots and managed to deal 1 glance to the closest walker, just for no reason really. Once again, the Thunderfire cannon fired over at the Guardians. We didn't realise until after rolling the Eldar was closest, so we actually just took them on the Guardian saves, so 3 of them are dead. And finally, the Terminators charged into the bikes and managed to take them all out in combat. Oh, I think the drop pod snap fired at something or fired and did nothing. I can't remember who he shot at.
The Guardian jetbikes took out. No, didn't take out any of them.
Didn't
no,
take
saved.
it, but fired at.
Made the save.
So we'll be back in a second after we tallied up the final scores for this.
Okay, so we've tallied up the victory points and we've worked out that it's actually a draw. The Guardians are holding a 2-point objective here. This one's not held by anything. The Orc down here, not held anything. Nobody's holding this one. Tactical squad here are holding a 3-point objective. So the Guardians have got a 2-point there, and I got I got First Blood, taking out the Stern Guard. Nobody had Linebreaker, nobody had Slay the Warlord, and we didn't have any fast attack on either side, so nobody got any victory points from that. So yeah, it was a draw. It was a very bloody battle for 1,000 points.
Had the Terminators not wiped them out, or if I'd put them somewhere else, then it would have been a win for Eldar.
Yeah, or if I'd shot over to this one for one objective.
For 1 point rather than going after
The reason I didn't shoot the jet bikes over to this objective over here, in fear of the Terminators or anything, was in fear of getting shot to shreds by the Thunderfire cannon and the tactical squad over there.
You would have also had Linebreaker there.
I would have, yeah, that was the thing.
I did say go for the 1 point.
But, I thought I would try and guarantee that fall, but interesting.
We have picked our most valuable players for this match, and as you can see, I have picked my Assault Terminators, and the Walkers have been picked for the Eldar side. Pretty much I had no choice but to pick the Terminators, because it would have been a loss for so many reasons had it not been for them taking out the Dark Reapers and taking out the jet bikes on the final turn. Pretty much losing Sternguard for first blood. I thought it was over, so they did get a last minute draw for me.
The Walkers definitely did the most damage, did the most work against the Sternguard, took out a couple of Terminators, took out most of a tactical squad. They just thinned out the numbers enough for everybody else to mop up what was left. So definitely the Walkers, which more often than not don't actually do very much for me because there's no armor piercing on the scatter lasers.